Today we're going to be cooking up the monster of all barbecue cuts, the beef shoulder clod. Let's get going. And here's the star of today's show, a 23.5 pound boneless beef shoulder clod. Love cooking these things. They're actually a lot less expensive than brisket and they yield a lot more meat. A lot of barbecue joints you'll see just sliced barbecue beef sandwich. It's usually going to be shoulder clod. So I did a little bit of trimming mainly on the side opposite of the fat cap here. Remove some of the thick silver skin. Fat here is pretty soft. It's not as thick as the fat cap on a brisket. Let's go ahead and season it. We're going to season it pretty basically with this is a Texas beef rub. Then I'm just going to add a little extra ground black pepper. Flip and repeat on the other side. All right, I'm gonna let this set, let the meat kind of sweat through that rub and kind of set in a little bit. Meet you guys out in the back. So this is going to be my very first video on my brand new Yoder YS640. It's a pellet cooker, and I have it on the competition cart. This thing is a tank. I have it preset right now for 250 degrees. Let's get cooking. So I took out the second shelf. We don't need it for this monster. Heat is coming from the bottom of this cooker, so I am putting that fat cap down on the bottom. And I have the thickest part of the meat towards the heat source, which is right around here. Now, normally when I cook the shoulder clods, I go overnight. I just go 225 low and slow, and I just cook it, 24 hours essentially. On this cook, I'm actually cooking till I get the color I'm looking for. It's probably going to take 5-6 hours, and then we're going to wrap it. We're going to expedite that cooking process. Again, I'm running the cooker at 250 degrees. I'm going to check it out at about, the 2-hour mark. If it looks like it's getting a little dry on top, I'm going to mist it with a little beef broth. It's going to be good. See you guys. We are at the 2-hour mark. I just took a look at the meat, and it definitely needs a spritz. Let's check it out. You can see it's getting a gorgeous, gorgeous color. So what I have here in the spray bottle is some beef broth mixed with a little Guinness stout. And believe it or not, this rocks like briskets and stuff. It kind of adds a little kind of a caramely-ness. It's good stuff. Gonna give it a good spritzing here. So basically what I'll be doing now is just checking on it and spraying it as needed. We are at hour 6 now, and the color is gorgeous. Check it out. Just has that really rich, beautiful, dark mahogany color, and that's what I'm looking for. So I have foil here that's been kind of folded together, 2 sheets. Trough right now. I'm trying to keep it in the camera. But then in here I have it's that beef broth and the Guinness. Nice and tight. So at this point now, it's all about tenderness. I want this to be probe tender. I want that probe to go in and come out of that meat like it was going into warm butter. For those of you who are curious, the internal temp right now on that clod, on that shoulder clod, is 146. Again, not a brisket, 146. So I'll come back out and just periodically check for tenderness. It's still going to be a few hours. See you in a bit. We are at 10.5 hours and this clod is done. It is now probe tender. For those of you who are wondering, it is a little over 201 degrees. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and pull this now. I'm going to vent the foil a little bit, then loosely cover it, let it rest. Then we'll slice it up in the kitchen. See you guys in there. And here we are, all rested, ready to slice. Now I'll show you what I usually do, because the thinner areas, by the time this thing is done cooking, these basically are pulled beef, and it makes it really good pulled beef, by the way. So I'm going to slice this off. Look at that meat jello. Look at that. And you can see how tender that is. It's just gorgeous. So we'll set that aside. And again, I make pulled beef sandwiches with this, I call it the point, the end piece, whatever. All right, let's slice this. Nice smoke ring. Look at that. Let's give this a try, even though I've already tried it. I've been eating it, waiting. Very tender. Let's try some of this bark. Again, I've already had some of it. This bark is amazing though. That Guinness stout mixed with the broth, it kind of made this caramely coffee kind of a flavor profile. Oh. I could eat just this, the bark alone. I could eat this entire thing. So good. Wow. Anyway, thanks for stopping by. I'm going to make a sandwich. Keep the suggestions coming in. Again, try out beef shoulder clod if you haven't before. It's very inexpensive. It's way, way less expensive than brisket. And as you can see, we're going to get a lot of good eats out of this big old chunk of meat. Till the next video, cheers.